Welcome to Pressing Matters. I'm your host, Jamal Radio Rahim. Now, Pressing Matters is a show where I interview vinyl lovers and music lovers, and I ask them 5 hard-hitting questions about vinyl, and we see where the conversation goes. Now, on this episode, we got Jordan, and let me tell you, this episode it had your boy in his feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like his perspective and him sharing some personal stuff with me. Like honestly, that made me be like, this is why I do this. This was one of them episodes, man. This is one of my favorite episodes, if not my favorite episode that I've done of any content that I've recorded. It was special for me. Check this episode out, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace
All
out.
right. So, what was your first vinyl purchase that you had in your collection? I guess, or first vinyl that you were gifted, just your first vinyl.
So, I always question this like myself because it becomes a little foggy for me. I haven't been vinyl collecting very long. I think I started in 22.
Okay.
So I've only really been collecting, and when I first started, like when I got my first vinyl, I never pictured myself like actually getting a lot more, you know? So, um when I actually like think about it, my very first vinyl purchase was this one behind me.
Oh, that's a good
Believe it
first.
or not, Rose in the Dark by Cleo Soul.
That's a good first
It
one.
was it was like an impulse buy. It was just like because I've always been like, well, I haven't always been like a music connoisseur or anything like that. Like I just like recently, like since getting out of college and things like that, started to like dive more into like different catalogs of music outside of like what I grew up listening to on the radio, like hip hop and
Mhm.
R&B and stuff like that. So this was like an impulse buy. It was my first vinyl. And um from there, I think I was probably gifted like one of those little um what do you call them? Like suitcase
Little
record
suitcase record
players.
players. Yeah.
Um I think my next record was like a Biggie record that I was gifted and
Hmm.
Kanye West Late Registration.
Oh, you
And
got
so
good
yeah,
ones.
yeah, so those are like my start. And then from there I don't know, I just started going to record stores, um like finding other vinyl, and it kind of just became like a thing. I don't know, I can't really put my thumb on when it actually like started, but yeah, this was definitely my first ever vinyl, which is kind of crazy to think about because it's low-key kind of a rare record.
Yeah, ain't too many people. I'm still waiting on mine to come in the mail. So,
Yeah, yeah, so
ain't
that's
too
kind of
many people
crazy.
got it.
Mm.
You saw that at a record store too?
It wasn't at a record, it was like, okay, so I was introduced to Cleo Soul from YouTube. She did a color studio
Hmm.
video, and I just loved it. I loved everything about it. I looked into her, looked up other videos, I looked up her music, and I listened to like her whole album that she had out. And when I listened to it, I don't know what it was about it that I just wanted to own it. And I saw that she had a vinyl. Like I guess like at the time she had just put out the vinyl.
Hmm.
So I just bought it, and like I said, at the time I wasn't really thinking of it from a collector standpoint. I just really wanted to have it like physically. So yeah.
I need to. I can't wait for that vinyl to come in the mail. I've been waiting for
Yeah.
like a year.
Yeah.
There's been stuff wrong with the pressing of it, I guess. So
That's
they
how
like it's
that's
annoying.
how complicated. Like with these I guess different pressing manufacturers, they've been struggling re as of recently. So um I'm thankful for every pressing that comes through the mail these days because you just never know what kind of delays they might have.
Yeah, they be having some delays. That's why I'm like, man, like when I get the album, I'm just like, all right, because
Mhm.
they refunded me my money.
Yeah.
So, and they're still gonna send it. I'm like, well, all right, I can't. You
Yeah.
refunded me my money. I already got my money back.
Yeah.
So, do you have any albums that you want to add to your collection?
Man, I got a lot. So like me personally, like my record collection. I actually don't have a lot compared to some of the other people you've interviewed or
Mm,
yourself. Like I still have like under 100. I think I only have like 90 total vinyl records,
mm.
which may be a lot to, people who don't really collect, but to other collectors, it's kind of a small um collection. And is that way because I only really buy vinyl or like albums that I could just play, like I can hear myself listening to without stopping it.
Hmm.
I don't really buy a whole album or vinyl just because they have one song on there that I like.
Yeah.
Me, I don't know. That's just my type of thing. So every vinyl that I own, I really love the whole album. So, I don't know. I feel like a lot of collectors, may just get a record because it's a nice song that they like on it, which is cool. Like I understand it. And I could kind of see myself like possibly getting there one day to just like, where I want to own a vinyl like that. But right now, that's why my collection is so small. So like a lot of the records that I want have on my list that I want are like records that are kind of hard to get, like or hard to find. Like I can't walk in a lot of stores and find it.
Mm.
Like one of the records that I want is Joey Badass, not 1999.
Oh yeah, that's very
That's pretty
difficult.
hard. Tiana Taylor, KTSE. I've never seen that
I've
anywhere.
never seen it either.
I looked it up on Discogs and it's like it probably had like one pressing release day, and after that it was just like they disappeared. So what else? There's one that's like super rare. Selena Dreaming of You.
Oh yeah, I've never seen
Um,
that either.
it's not there, but I have a pretty good feeling that it's gonna get repressed this year, so I'm super excited about that. Last year, her other album, Amor Proibido, I think that's how you pronounce it, but it was repressed for its like 30-year anniversary. And this year would be the 30-year anniversary of Dreaming of You. So I'm
Oh, it's
crossing
probably
my fingers that they'll do the same thing for this album. So we'll see. But right now that one's like nowhere to be found. Um, my collection is mostly made up of like R&B.
yeah. I mean, that's why. Yeah, I like. I mean, I got a lot of R&B too. I think a lot
Yeah,
of people that I talk to usually they. I mean, I feel like a lot of black people in general have a
yeah,
lot of R&B albums.
yeah.
I think a lot of people when they get into buying records, they just buy off of one song. Like I've been collecting records since 2015, 2016.
Okay, yeah.
So like I know I have a lot, but I'm like it's been like damn near 10 years.
Yeah,
So it's going to build up, but I don't buy albums off. I can't buy an album off of one song. And
yeah,
some of them I'm getting rid of, to be honest. Like
yeah.
I bought them for like $3. I'm like, yeah, I'm probably gonna get rid of this. Like I don't
Man.
need it. I don't need it anymore. Taking up all this damn space. Um, so I mean, your collection is small, and I guess that's good. I wish mine was honestly. I need to get rid of some stuff. But what's the most valuable record in your collection? And valuable as far as like, I guess I should have explained it more. Value to you, not value like how much it's worth.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's what
Okay.
I thought about, but I guess I
Yeah.
should have explained that a little bit more. But
Yeah, no, it's cool. Valuable, I guess most valuable to me, I had a different answer for that. All right, but yeah, now that you put it like that, most valuable to me would probably be my favorite record. Um, I don't know. This record for me is just like sentimental. It's this Mother album by Cleo Soul.
Mhm,
For me, like this album, I don't know, like the way the songs on this album, it's like she's speaking to her child pretty much.
mhm,
And like in a loving, caring way, like it's just like she's speaking directly to her child. And for me, like I lost my mother at a young age. Like I was 13. So like listening to this album, I just felt like it felt like so close. It hit so hard to home because it's like, I wish like, I could have heard my mother say these things to me, you know what I'm
mhm.
saying? So like losing her at a young age and hearing this album, it was just like I don't know. It felt like a message from my own mother. So that's why
Yeah.
this album personally is so close to me. Like this album is up there for sure. Yeah, most valuable.
I would say a lot of Cleo Soul's music,
Yeah,
it it
yeah,
like hits me at a in a certain place.
yeah,
Like even the album she released, what was it, Gold?
yeah,
Um, I was going through some stuff at that point, and that album came out. I was like,
yeah. It's definitely clutch.
I was like, oh my gosh, like,
Especially that one because I feel like she was very spiritual in that album as far as
mhm,
just like religious wise, like she was definitely like speaking, like, and I really appreciate that from, artists these days. I know like religion is not always a popular topic, but I just feel like we need it, you know, spiritually, like not everybody may feel the same about, God, but we are spiritual people, whether some people would like to recognize it or not. So for her to connect to her listeners in that way and just, put that into her music was definitely something special. But yeah, like you said, she can definitely, if you listening, she can definitely touch you no matter who you are, yeah, or what situation you're going through at the
mm.
time. Her music is definitely powerful.
Yeah, I found
Yeah.
myself getting. I was listening to that album. Like I remember when it first dropped, and I got like text messages like Cleo Soul dropped. I said, no, she didn't.
Cause she
Right?
had just dropped one prior to that.
Hmm.
Like, and it was just like for her, who, has barely put out music in general, to drop two back-to-back albums like that. Yeah, that shocked me too.
Yeah, I was like, oh, like I was going through. Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say this stuff because it's recording, but I was going through some stuff, and then I was like, this is.
yeah,
I was in my feelings a little bit,
yeah.
and I'm not.
That's a special thing about music. I'm sorry,
No, you're
but
good.
um, it's just for me personally, like music gets me through a lot. It like life. I don't know, like life can definitely like pour down on people, and I don't know. Music has always been kind of like an outlet to like really like refocus. Because there are a lot of great messages. I feel like a lot of people make their music based on life lessons and what they go through. So um, it can definitely help people in ways they didn't even realize how. Music is definitely therapy in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Music, like the crazy thing about like artists, I don't think some artists recognize the power of the stuff that they're saying.
Yeah,
Like when you go to a concert, it's like y'all are controlling hundreds of people.
no,
Like, do
for
y'all
real.
realize like the power of the stuff that you are saying? Like,
Yeah,
so that's why like I don't like people who make like the little bubble gum type music. I listen to it every now and then, but I need the stuff that's gonna make me like feel
no, for
something.
real. Yeah,
Like I need to feel emotions and stuff like that. Like I want to walk away from the concert feeling
yeah,
like I just went through something, a life
yeah,
altering experience. But
for sure.
I guess if you had to um give your vinyls, your whole collection a personality, I guess, how would that personality be? Like what would you say it is?
Um, my collection personally, I think it would be pretty laid back, relaxed. Music that you can just put on and just vibe to pretty much. Um, it's I'll also say it's a bit diverse because, you can get different elements. It's like sprinkles of other genres and things like that, but nothing too crazy. Really, everything is pretty nostalgic of my personality and my upbringing. Just I grew up, my family, my mom, she listened to a lot of Anita Baker, and my dad, listened to a lot of different artists like Michael Jackson and Marvin Gaye and things like that. Luther Vandross. They're pretty old. Like my parents are pretty old. My dad, I think he just turned 63 in November, so
Okay.
um they put on all types of different music. Alexander O'Neal. I grew up
Mm,
listening to a lot of R&B, not too much hip hop, um, but definitely a lot of R&B. I'm originally from Atlanta, so like my upbringing in general like is a lot of southern like hip hop, trap music
yeah.
like that's definitely like what I grew up like only listening to as a kid. So like when I got into like college and started to explore like other genres of music, that's when I kind of like really started tapping into more R&B and listening to a lot of the music that I listen to now. But yeah,
Hmm.
I would say my music personality is definitely relaxed and a little diverse.
I mean,
Yeah.
all the albums that you be when I be seeing, I'm like, they're all heat. I'm like, damn, this heat. I'm like, heat.
Yeah.
So,
I try to focus on music that I really like. Like I like my taste in music. I really do. Like the R&B that I listen to, the rap that I listen to is very like to me, like I feel like I got a pretty decent ear for music. So I was good or not, but I can definitely I still have a lot of room for growth.
I mean, you're always going to be growing when it comes to like
Yeah,
finding new music. What I like about I would just say like the people in general that I've talked to, but especially your like what you showcase is you not just posting like the most popular album that's out. You can get personality from the stuff you're posting.
yeah,
But people can see like, oh, okay,
yeah,
So, that's why that's why I reached out. I was like, oh, for sure. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to talk to people who, they just posting like, oh, the newest Young Thug
yeah.
album or, like,
Yeah, I see a lot of those like different, collectors out there and I don't know, like I get it, if you want to have the latest Travis Scott album. I mean, it was a good album, but me personally, like I don't know, I have to connect to the music in a certain way for me to feel like I want to just go actually own the physical copy of the album because I listen to a lot of music that I don't have on vinyl and I'm okay with that. Like I feel like
yeah,
that's what doesn't really give me like pressure to feel like I have to have everything that comes out on vinyl. Like I know that if I want to listen to it, I could just listen to it on my phone. I don't have to have it, I don't have to have the whole album physically. So that's kind of like why I don't really just buy everything I see in the record stores because it's so many albums I could have if I bought that way. I'll be spending so much money left and right. But I think for me having that type of mindset of like how I would like my collection has kind of saved me a lot of money.
yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
I want to get to like I'm at the point in my just in life in general of like I'm not buying stuff just to buy. So
Yeah,
like if I'm buying albums now, like there's
yeah,
a purpose. Like I went through a point where I was like, I'm gonna try to produce music. So I have albums that I'm like, I literally bought this album because I thought one day I'm going to sample this. Like I'm like,
yeah.
why do I have that? So I'm getting to the point where I'm about to just like give stuff away. I don't even need to get money for it. I'm like, here, like I don't need these albums. Like, what is it doing for me?
I
If I'm
feel you.
never going to listen to it. I don't even listen to it on streaming, like
I feel you.
waste of money. Um, all right, so last question that I have. This I always leave this question last. It's a hard question. I can't even really answer this question to be honest.
Yeah,
If you're on a desert island and you only can take 5 albums out of your collection, what are the 5 albums and why?
yeah. This one's kind of tough because, like I said, like um, my whole collection in general is just music that I absolutely love. So,
Mhm.
and artists that I love. So to narrow it down to 5 albums and stuff, but I got them right here. Uh, One would be Shea Butter Baby by Ari Lennox. I really love everything about Ari Lennox. Like she can do no wrong in my eyes. I love her voice. I love what her music represents, the soulfulness, the blackness in her music. Like everything about Ari Lennox is me. But and this to me personally, I feel like is my favorite album of hers. She hasn't had too many projects, but this is my favorite, Shea Butter Baby, for sure.
Solid. That's a solid
Um,
pick.
my next one would gotta be This Education by Lauryn Hill. It's a perfect album, flawless album. Um, this is one of those albums that kind of like bring me back to like a moment and place, in my life. When you ever like listening to music, you like, that takes me back
Yeah.
to a time period of my life. It definitely takes me back to like just growing up in Atlanta. Like, I don't know what it is. Now I'm living in Louisiana. That's why I keep referring back to, my upbringing, but it definitely like brings me back. This album is everything. Like, it's if anybody listening out there and has never heard Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, it's like a must-have in your record collection.
I
I
agree.
think that was one of your questions on one of your old interviews. Like, what do you feel like is a must-have in everybody's collection?
Hmm.
And that's definitely a must-have.
For
Just
sure.
you love music, you gotta have it. This next one, um, he's not a very popular artist to uh, a lot of people. A lot of people don't really like him, but to his fans, he has a crazy fan base. But it's "Pray for Love" by Rod Wave.
Mm.
I would be lying to myself if I didn't have this on the desert island with me because the amount of Rod Wave that I listen to, like just in general, like he's probably been my top artist on Apple Music for the past 2 years, 3 years. So like I'd be lying to myself if I didn't put this album on here. Um he's not the only thing that I listen to, but he's definitely like just one of those artists that his music personally, just listening to it, touches me. I don't know.
Mm.
He has some pretty deep songs. Um he talks about his pain, the things that he goes through, and like I don't know, like artists who can express those type of emotions. If you see any like if you ever like watch like a Raw concert or like just his fans in general, like you could see that they're very emotional because
Hmm.
it's something about his music that touches people emotionally. And I don't know, like just having like someone being able to speak about hard times. A lot of people don't really like his music because they think it's like depressing because he's speaking about a hard time in his life. But to me, like he's speaking about it's one thing to be able to speak about it and to not be in that place anymore. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
He his music mostly represents him being able to get through difficult situations. So that's how I view it. And music is all about interpretation. So um, whether or not, people really rock with him or not, he that album would definitely be on this island with me for
Mm.
sure. I think that's my favorite album by him. He got a lot of albums, but this next one is personally like my second favorite album of all time, next to that Cleo Soul record that I already showed. This Swimming by Mac Miller.
Oof.
This album,
That's a good one.
this album is everything, man.
That's
This
that's a good one.
this album, I was so happy, like, because when I first started looking for this album on vinyl, it was kind of hard to find. It wasn't really anything, but then I think Urban Outfitters got a hold of it, and they released so many pressing. They repressed it a lot, so I was able to get my hands on it. I think this is like the blue vinyl. I do have a confession. I'm pretty sure it's kind of obvious, but I have not spun any of my records yet.
Well,
Um,
that's cool.
I've literally just been collecting off the just knowing that I am going to spin these one day, but I just haven't gotten around to buying a record player that I really like. I've had I I've had a few record players, but they've all been like those small ones,
Oh, the
like
suitcase type ones.
yeah, the low quality ones, and so I've kind of been waiting to like get like a um what's it called? Audio Technica, something like that.
Yeah, that's the one I got. I bought hella records before I like start spinning them. So
Yeah.
I had about like 50 of them before I like had a record player. Like
Yeah.
I know people like frown upon that. I personally think that's the best way to go because record players are not cheap. Like
Yeah. I didn't,
they
yeah, I really didn't want to just get anything before I started spinning all these records. So yeah. And my last one, yeah, I already showed this, but
yeah.
it'll definitely be this for sure. Um, and yeah, that's my top five. But I got so many, all my records I love. If I could, I'd take them all.
Do you have all of Cleo Soul's albums?
I do.
Okay, you bought
Most of
all of
them.
them. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love all of them, but yeah, I got them all right here. Um, this is Heaven and Gold.
Okay. Yeah, I was like you have the one that I need that first
Yeah,
one, but
yeah, but yeah, this my collection. Yeah, it's I really enjoy it. My wife collects a few records as well. She's she kind of like got into it when I started collecting, and like whenever we go to like a new city, we gotta go to stop at their record store just to see what they have, and we try to find something that we can walk away with when we go. I actually proposed to her in a record store.
oh really?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Prior to we were going on a trip to New York. I forgot what we were going for. I think it was for like a concert or something. And it was just I just felt like it was about that time to go ahead and um pop the question. So I told her mom, and her mom's just like, "Are you serious?" And and I was like, "Yeah." And it was like, "Okay, if you do it, we're gonna have to do it right." And so she gave me the idea, like she know how much we love records, and she gave me the idea to um propose there. But and what I did was I made like this fake vinyl what do you call it, jacket.
Hmm.
And I had the store owner like put it in the crates. And I don't know if if you've been in New York, but there's a record store there called Legacy, and it's in Brooklyn, and it's one of the dopest record stores you ever visit. Just the vibe, the owner is so dope. And we called him and I told him what I was gonna do. He put the record. This is the record. It's my wife. It's a picture of her, says prototype, and we put it in the crates. And as we was she was digging through the crates, she found it. And that's when I was like right behind her, and like she was just so shocked. This is the bag. It had like a track list of like different love songs.
That is so cute.
Yeah,
That
it was
that
pretty
is
dope. And her whole family had flew up there from New York. I mean, to New York just to be there in that moment because we've been together for quite a while. And I don't know, like I actually got her collection is a lot smaller than mine, but I got her collection in front of me right now. She got a few like oldies in here. Um, like she got Faith.
oh, okay.
Yeah, her taste is definitely more old school. Some
Oh yeah. Wyclef.
yeah, she got some dope records in here. She got TLC, um, Nipsey Hussle.
Mm.
This record right here was actually gifted to us by that store owner at the time. I'm really not even sure the artist's name, but this was
Mm.
like the song like playing in the record store when I had
Oh
proposed.
wow.
So the store owner really just wanted to give us that gift. And it was really dope. Um I actually got like a little video of it that I can share if you like.
That story right there. that
Yeah,
is such
it's
a
dope. I don't know why like I haven't like I don't posted any videos on my TikTok about it, but it
that
was
is
pretty.
like that is like a that's like something you would see like get
Yeah,
millions of views on like YouTube and stuff.
yeah,
That
yeah.
sounds like a movie.
Low key, yeah,
That sounds
definitely.
like a movie. That is cute. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie.
like
That's
we all always kind of like bonded like with music and things like that. Like she's a dope DJ. Um, and we go to concerts, like we go to festivals. So like music has always kind of been one of those things in our relationship that has been like at the forefront. And so, doing it like that was pretty fun and cool. And let me see if I can find that video.
that yeah. You need to get that video. You need to get it on a DVD or something.
Yeah,
You're like, that's a good story though. I
yeah,
was
it's definitely dope. I'm gonna see if I can screen share on it real quick. Uh, Here it is. Let's see.
mm, mm, mm.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Um, so this was it. This was the video. Um, that's when she found it. The look on her face when she saw her family was like priceless. Her whole family had came.
You did that one. You did that one.
It was definitely dope. And our wedding was last year, in October. I mean, like life last year was so busy for me. It was ridiculous. Um, like just graduating from school and starting a new job and a wedding, trying to plan a wedding was crazy. I'm trying to figure out how to go back to the regular screen.
I don't even be knowing how to do half the stuff on Zoom. I should, to be honest. I used to have to use it for work, but it's that's crazy. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, it was definitely like a dope experience. Just the whole thing, like the record store owner was real cool.
Mm.
Um, but yeah,
Damn.
that's the store.
Can you just set the standard like real high? I ain't even in a relationship and now I'm like, damn, I gotta I gotta step it up. That's crazy. That's good though.
I'm trying
But
to the full screen. My bad, man.
oh, that's cool. I'm gonna just end it right here because that's like the best. I don't even know how I can't end it better than that. That's I'm gonna
Yeah,
end it right here. Can you give me all your like or say all your follows where people can follow you and everything like that? And then
yeah,
yeah,
for sure. I think my TikTok name is Jors playlist, JORS playlist. That's really the only thing that I really got. My Instagram is personal, so
yeah,
I
I
yeah.
get that.
Uh, Follow me on TikTok for sure. You can see the rest of my collection. I really enjoyed this interview. I want to give you your flowers, Jamal, for sure, because I feel like you kind of been like a staple with the whole TikTok vinyl community, and really just like reaching out to other creators and stuff. Because this is, I don't know, I just wanted to share my vinyl, but being able to like have a little bit of a voice and communicate with other people, collecting is definitely um really cool. So I appreciate you, man,
Oh man, I
for
appreciate that.
joining you on this platform. And I love your content, and I can't wait to see more for sure.
Thank you, man. I'm
Yeah.
about, yeah, you about to make me shed a tear.
No, it's
You got me
good.
all emotional with that video.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
all right. Thank y'all for watching.